Today we'll be discussing the conversion of infix to postfix expression. So in the main program here I'm accepting an infix expression and I'm calling the function which converts it. Infix postfix is my function name, and then I print the postfix expression. So here what we do is, when we consider the infix expression that we have, if it's an operand, that is if it's an alphabet A, B, C or whatever, we put it into the postfix string. If it's an operator, then we'll have to check for the precedence and then perform the operations. Before converting, we'll have to define a couple of functions. Here I have taken is operator to check if it's an operator or not. That is, if the character I'm passing from the string is a operator, that is plus, minus, asterisk or division or not. If it is true, then it returns 1, else it returns 0. Is operand, we'll check if it's an alphabet or not. That is, if a is greater than or equal to A to less than or equal to Z. That is, if it's an operand, then it returns 1, else it returns 0. We'll also have one more function named pre, which implies precedence of the operators. We require this in order to form the postfix expression, which I'll explain later. So the highest precedence is for multiplication and division, so we give that precedence to be 2, and minus and plus will have the same precedence 1, but smaller than multiplication and division. By default, let's keep the precedence to be -1. So in our conversion, what we do is we run the loop for the entire string that we accepted for the infix expression. That is, we have considered infix of in for infix, and for post expression we have taken it as a postfix expression. We have taken it as post. I have initialized j to 0. I have taken post of j here, and infix of I, that is n of I. So first we'll check if it's an operand. If it's an operand, that is if it's an alphabet, then we'll increment the value of j. It was 0. We're incrementing, post incrementing it. So at 0th position, infix of ith element will be stored. That is, if first I'm encountering a, then a is stored in postfix expression as it is. If I'm not encountering an operand, then I go to the else part. Now here, if it's an operator and if the stack is empty, then I push it into the stack. Else I have to check for the precedence. Now if I'll check if the precedence of infix expression that I have got just now is greater than the precedence of the peak of the stack, that is the uh, topmost element of the stack, and if it is so, if the precedence is greater, then I push it into the stack. Else I cannot push it while the stack is not empty and while the precedence of infix expression is less than or equal to peak. I'll go on storing the peak of the uh, stack into postfix expression and popping those uh, operators that I have stored in my postfix expression. Then I push this operator into the stack. So this is done in case of an operator. Else, if I'm encountering an opening bracket, then simply I push it into the stack. Else, if I'm encountering a closing bracket, then while it's not empty and till the peak of the stack is not opening bracket, I'll just peek all the elements and put it on the postfix and go on popping them. While it's not empty, again I pop the element. Then at the end, when the for loop terminates, I just check if it's empty or not. If it's not empty, then I peek the element and put them into postfix expression. Then I go on popping it. And at the end of the postfix expression, I just add the null character as it's a string. So we'll just build it and check. I'll give a simple expression. Say I give a plus b, that the postfix expression is ab plus. You can check for the complex expressions including parentheses and you will get the right result. Similarly, if you want to convert an infix expression to postfix expression, it is pretty simple. just reverse the string and reverse the infix expression you're considering and feed it. Then change the opening brackets to closing bracket and closing brackets to opening bracket here. And while printing the prefix expression here, again reverse the final string that you're getting out of your converting function and print it. You'll get a prefix expression.